If you're new here, this is the cabin that my aunt built in the early 90s. She has since moved several states away, so our family, my parents and siblings, are really the only ones using it. She never charges us. We are free to come and stay anytime we'd like. It's about 2 hours from home near one of the prettiest lakes in Michigan, and we just feel so blessed to have this little getaway where we can make memories with the boys every summer. Earlier this year, I shared a tour of this place and told you guys that Mike and I wanted to update the kitchen. It's very small, and after years and years of staying here for free, we thought it would be nice to give back and make some improvements. But when I recorded that video, we had no idea that we were going to Germany. We were told that our passports were taking longer than usual due to an increase in applications. So Mike and I just assumed that we would probably miss the more affordable window for travel and that maybe we could make the trip in the fall. Obviously, that all changed when our passports arrived just a few days later. We purchased the tickets as soon as possible and we have zero regrets. Of course, I would still love to update the cabin, but traveling to Germany as a family of 6 took a pretty big chunk out of our savings. Again, zero regrets. Seeing Mike's Oma and sister and aunt and cousins was 100% worth it. But we pay for everything with cash, so we're thinking that cabin improvements might be on hold for another year so that we can save up and plan. And the morning that I was filming this, I just couldn't even believe what Ethan, my 10-year-old, told me when he woke up. He snuggled up onto the couch next to me, and with sleepy eyes, he smiled and he said, "Mom, I love this house." Wow, I was literally staring at the kitchen just minutes earlier, thinking about how much I'd like to change this and how much I'd like to change that. And yet for my kids, this home holds so many memories of exploring in the woods and fishing by the lake and bonfires at night, getaways with grandma and grandpa. Kids don't care so much about how a home looks, but they will always remember how that home made them feel. So even though I don't have any cabin updates for you as far as decor or design or DIY projects, I thought it would be fun to take you all with me to my favorite antique store that I always like to visit whenever we go up to the cabin. I have never left this place empty-handed, and I cannot wait to take you guys along with me. The very first thing that I spotted was this antique or vintage, I guess I should say, rug beater. It was only $14 and I have been wanting one to hang in my mudroom, so I was really excited about this find. I love this old sifter, but I actually have one that's very similar with a wooden handle, so I decided to pass, but this one was pretty unique. I thought this old drawer or whatever it is, I don't know, does anyone know what this is? I thought it was so cool. At first I thought that maybe it looked like a cutting board or something, but I'm not really sure. Let me know if you know. These planters were so beautiful, and I was so tempted to grab them for our back patio area. Watching this back, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of regret not grabbing them. They would be so pretty with flowers just pouring out of them. actually found a couple of rug beaters in this particular antique shop, but I kind of stuck with the one that I originally picked out. That one was my favorite, I must say. This booth is one of my favorites. She always has so many primitive pieces. The high chair was beautiful. Just so many cool little kitchen items and candlesticks. It's just always a fun one to look through. Okay, so I was so tempted to grab this wash stand. It looks very similar to the one that is on my husband's side of the bed. I loved the lines, but it was $75, and I was worried that maybe it was a little bit pricey. I don't know, maybe $75 is a really good deal, but I would have to kind of sand it down or strip it maybe. I thought it was a little bit yellow. And I guess it's just hard for me when I found my other wash stand for $15 at a thrift store. So sometimes I just keep hoping and praying that I'll find another one at a thrift store and that I won't have to pay that much. But then I know sometimes I have to be realistic. I also found this really cool candle holder. I almost got it. It was $18, but I ended up putting it back because I didn't have a place for it. Okay guys, there was just something about this little whimsical birdhouse. I don't know what it was. I just fell in love with it. And I actually took it home with me. It is just so cool. And I'll show you a little bit more of it here in a second. So we are back home, and like I said earlier, I grabbed the birdhouse. I just think it's the prettiest thing, and I can't wait to hang it up in one of my trees outside. I'm thinking maybe the tree right outside of my window. And then the next thing that I grabbed was actually this vintage canning utensil. So I just loved the green handles. I grabbed this at a thrift shop, actually. It wasn't at this particular antique store, but there's a thrift shop nearby, and I picked that up for just a couple of bucks. And then I also grabbed a white ironstone pitcher, and I have one almost exactly like it. It's just a little bit smaller, and I think it would be really pretty to continue to try to collect this pitcher in various sizes and have them all on display together somewhere. So that was my next find. You can see here how it's just slightly bigger than the one that I have, which is so cool. But I think for now, having different pitchers works better. I don't know, I'm unsure. Having two that match looks off to me, so I think I'm gonna wait and hold off. Maybe I'll collect all the same creamers in various sizes or something. I don't know. I just love white creamers. I always have. I'm so drawn to them. I love the way they look all together. And I don't know. I just think they're so pretty here. So I'm going to keep looking for this particular style and see if I can't collect more of them. But for now, I'm just gonna stick it in my corner cupboard with all of my Falstaff and other ironstone pieces, and maybe I'll pull it out again in the future. So I did end up hanging this neat rug beater in our little mudroom area that we made over. It's such a cool space, very, very small, but the perfect place to come in and, hang up your towel in the summertime or your winter coat and snow pants in the wintertime. It doesn't always look styled and beautiful like this, believe me, but I just think this looks so pretty out there for now, and it truly does bring me joy. The last thing that I wanted to get hung is this fun birdhouse, and I think I'm gonna hang it right here on the redbud tree. This tree is the most beautiful, bright purpley pink in the spring when it blooms. It sits right outside of our kitchen window, and I'm just so thankful to the person who planted it right there. It just makes me smile to think about, because when you look out that window as you're doing dishes, it's just so amazing to see all the little birds up in that tree. And then of course it's so beautiful in every single season. So that was my last find, guys. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. Thank you for letting me share a little update on my aunt's cabin. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.